Recently I'm in production of a film called Only Looking Forward, and it chronicles the quest of a man who's has his car vandalised by a woman, and he just wants it to get his own back, maybe get her and beat her up. We never know. We never know till the end. I won't spoil it for you, but it's mainly like just a catalyst to explore themes that I knew. There was a bunch of scenes that I had writ, and I was trying to think of a way to shoot them in separate films, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll put them all in one film and just write a plot that's like a wrapper. So I wrote something that was quite vague, but anyway, we shot it very quickly from me having the first idea of which I wrote the first draft of the script within a day, and from that it only changed probably about 10% from that. So I basically wrote the final draft within the day, and that was on the 17th of September. We'd finished shooting on November the 1st, which is about 7 weeks. We started shooting. We're shooting all throughout October, periodically, not every day. We shot about 8 days in total, which is a lot for an 8 minutes 30 film. That's what it runs at. But the reason for that is it's quite a fast-paced film in the way it's cut, and it jumps between locations, often back and forth between parallel narratives that are happening, and which is why, just for example, we might do a full shoot day, as in we get the cast there, we get the crew there to the location. We might only shoot for 3 hours, and it's only 30 seconds, 20 seconds in the film. But that's still a full day shooting. You got to, get up, get the kit, get the crew there, feed the crew, having said that, we work mainly with a skeleton crew, like myself and two other very talented people.
So with the sound on this film, most of it is on, shotgun mics, a little bit of radio mics as well for when the actors are doing dialogue or moving around in like wider shots. But a lot of it is also boom pole operation, which has been, in some cases, quite a challenge, trying to not get into the shot when it's quite dynamic and lots of movement, especially seeing as I don't really get told where we're moving. I just have to sort of improvise and try and avoid being in the shot. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun. Few challenges along the way, especially when it comes to the gunshot sort of stuff, because you want to make sure it's not too loud that it'll blow the sound out, but also loud enough that you can still hear the dialogue after or during those bits. You also have a lot of leaves crunching under the feet of not just the actors, but the cameramen and the sound recordist as well. So that's something kind of difficult to avoid, but sort of work around it. Push the boom out a bit further, point it different directions.
Some of the aspects of the cinematography at which we're going to deal with is we're going to be shooting it all one camera. It's going to be 4K, wide format, CinemaScope, anamorphic aspect ratio, and it's going to be very earthy tones, very grey, but high contrast. I think Saving Private Ryan. It's going to be quite a lot of the stuff is going to be handheld to add to the grittiness of it, interspliced with beautiful drone shots. And people say drone, you can't put that in a World War II film. It's something too modern. You think of vloggers, Casey Neistat, and we say no. We say you can do that. You can put a drone in a World War II shot. If you shoot it right, it'll lend itself to it. I mean, look at Stanley Kubrick. They said he couldn't make The Shining in England, and he did. So we can make Letters to Helga.
So this film is inspired by a culmination of many different films out there, from like the Band of Brothers series to World War One, Dunkirk, Cross of Iron. All these films have played a part in its influence in this film, and the way we're going to shoot it is we want to bring a modern spin to the technical side of it. So we'll have a lot of dynamic shots on a kind of rigged gimbal, some nice fluid shots if they're patrolling, in the scenes where they're sat and around. But then this will transition into handheld as it becomes more intense and there's more battle scenes. But really it focuses on, around the heads and their faces, because we want to really draw out the emotion. When we shot the stuff recently, we shot kind of like a teaser trailer stuff and some cutaways for the film of the Letters to Helga. And we had a drone shot in there, and I loved the drone shot, but after looking at it, what we realised was it seemed to take people out of the film, whereas we want them obviously to be involved in the film. We want them to be with these characters on their emotional journeys. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot up close. We're going to use a lot of sort of close angled close-ups, extreme close-ups. Even when they're patrolling, it'll be over the shoulder of these characters, really just to get in their faces, in their heads of these characters. Because we really, even though there's multiple soldiers, there's nice landscapes and stuff, we generally know roughly the landscape of the Rhinelands. We know it's woodland, but we don't want it to be a distraction or anything like that. So we want to shoot it in that way, and shooting in an S-Log 3 profile means that we can get a high dynamic range, and allows us to, when it comes to grading, have a lot of freedom to go for a very desaturated look. We're going to use a lot of kind of greys and browns, kind of muddy kind of look. But that will contrast with the US. The US will be slightly lighter side, slightly more vibrant, just to mimic the state that they're in. Obviously a better stage of the war. They're winning, much more fresher. But then again, as the mood darkens or the mood changes, it will interchange very nicely. And then with the sound design, I really want to build up tension with it. So we'll go from, some synthesizers on a shepherd's tone to build up the tension as it gradually crescendos up to key moments within the film. So yeah, we've got lots to look forward to. So thank you for listening, and keep an eye out for Letters to Helga. You can check out us on a website and Facebook and Instagram. So yeah.